Welcome to African Tales HQ. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a man named Bobo. Bobo was very wealthy. He had a big house, many cows, and fields full of crops. But there was something wrong with Bobo. He didn't trust anyone. Every day, Bobo would look around suspiciously. He thought everyone wanted to take his wealth away from him. He was always frowning and making accusations. His heart was filled with fear instead of joy. One evening, Bobo's wife, Mama Ayo, made a delicious meal for dinner. She placed the food on the table with a warm smile. "Here, my husband, I made your favorite stew," she said lovingly. But Bobo didn't smile back. He stared at the food, his eyes narrowing. "Why are you being so nice?" he asked. "Are you trying to poison me so you can steal my money and run away?" Mama Ayo was so shocked. "Why would I ever do such a thing?" she asked, tears filling her eyes. "I love you, and I only want to care for you." But Bobo didn't listen. He pushed the food away, convinced that his wife had bad intentions. "You can't fool me," he yelled. "I know what you're trying to do." He chased Mama Ayo out of the house, and she left in tears. After chasing away his wife, Bobo became even more suspicious. One day, his two children, Ayo and Bola, came to him. "Father, we want to help you with the farm," they said eagerly. "We can work together and make it even better." But Bobo's eyes narrowed again. "Help me or steal from me," he sneered. "You just want to get your hands on my money, don't you?" Ayo and Bola were shocked. "No, father, we don't want your money. We just want to help you." But Bobo wouldn't listen. "I don't trust you," he shouted. "Get out of here before you trick me." He waved his hands angrily, and his children, saddened and confused, left the house too. Bobo had a close friend named Kofi. They had known each other since childhood. One afternoon, Kofi visited Bobo's home. "My friend, I just wanted to see how you're doing," Kofi said kindly. But Bobo didn't believe him. "Oh, I know why you're here," Bobo said, crossing his arms. "You are jealous of my wealth. You want what I have." Kofi was taken aback. "Jealous? Why would I be jealous? I am happy for your success." But Bobo shook his head. "You think I don't know? You're only pretending to be my friend," he yelled. "Leave and don't come back." Kofi, feeling hurt and confused, quietly left Bobo's house. Even on Sundays, Bobo felt no peace. He went to church, but his mind was full of suspicion. One day, during the sermon, Pastor Dan preached about the importance of giving and sharing with those in need. Bobo scowled. He's only saying that because he knows I am rich," Bobo muttered under his breath. "He wants my money for the church." After the service, Bobo marched up to Pastor Dan. "I know why you're preaching about giving," he said angrily. "You think you can fool me, but I won't give you a single coin." Pastor Dan looked at Bobo with surprise. "I preach about giving because it's what the Bible teaches, not because of your money, Bobo." But Bobo turned and stormed off. "I won't be fooled," he shouted as he left the church, leaving Pastor Dan puzzled. Bobo had chased away everyone he knew: his wife, his children, his friend, and even his pastor. But there was one man Bobo still trusted. His name was Mr. Tunde. Mr. Tunde seemed to be just as rich as Bobo, maybe even richer. He had fancy clothes, a shiny car, and talked about big business deals. "He's rich like me," Bobo thought to himself. "He doesn't need anything from me." Mr. Tunde and Bobo had done 2 business deals together, and both deals had gone well. So Bobo trusted him completely. "This man is my only true friend," Bobo would say proudly. One day, Mr. Tunde came to Bobo with a new business deal. "Bobo, this deal is the biggest one yet," he said excitedly. "If you invest all your money, we will make even more." Bobo's eyes sparkled with greed. "All my money?" he asked. "Are you sure?" "Trust me," Mr. Tunde said, smiling. "You know, I'm a rich man. I wouldn't steer you wrong." Without thinking, Bobo gave Mr. Tunde all his money. He didn't hesitate because he believed Mr. Tunde was rich and trustworthy. But little did Bobo know that Mr. Tunde was pretending to be wealthy. He was only tricking Bobo to steal from him. Weeks went by, and Bobo waited for news of the business deal. But there was no word from Mr. Tunde. Bobo tried to visit his house, but when he arrived, the house was empty. Mr. Tunde had vanished. Bobo's heart sank. He realized he had been tricked. No! How could this happen? Bobo cried. I trusted him. Bobo searched everywhere. But Mr. Tunde was gone, and so was all of Bobo's money. He had lost everything. Now, without his wealth, Bobo was all done. His house was empty, and his fields were bare. He had no one to turn to because he had pushed everyone away. Bobo went to his wife, children, his friend, but they were no longer there. Even at church, Pastor Dan had nothing to say to him because Bobo had insulted him so badly. Bobo sat down on the dusty ground outside his house, his heart heavy with regret. What have I done? He whispered. I didn't trust the people who loved me. I trusted a man who only wanted to steal from me. Bobo had learned a very bitter lesson. He had been suspicious of everyone who cared about him. And in the end, he trusted the wrong person. Because of that, he'd lost everything. As Bobo sat there, thinking about all that had happened, he realized something important. It wasn't money that made me happy, he thought. It was the people in my life, my wife, my children, my friends. With a heavy heart, Bobo decided to start over. He knew it would take time, but he wanted to find his family and apologize. He wanted to be a better man, one who trusted those who loved him and didn't live in fear. From that day on, Bobo began his journey to rebuild his life. Not with money, but with love, trust, and forgiveness. And though it was a hard lesson, Bobo never forgot the mistake he had made. He learned that true wealth wasn't found in gold or cows, but in the people who stood by him. Bobo's story teaches us that when we don't trust people who love us, we can end up alone. And sometimes, the people who seem to have everything may be the ones who want to take from us the most. True riches come from love and trust, not from money. The end. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, kindly share your thoughts by commenting, support me with the super thanks, like and subscribe. See you in my next video.